tuned into the most unpredictable podcast on the World Wide Web.
It's about to shut it.
Shut it! It's Sayith Loud, hosted by CannaNurseheal.
Down. Hey!
Across all major platforms, and you are locked in.
You are locked in.
You know what it is. Pour up a glass of wine, ladies. Let the Henny flow, fellas. And get ready to turn the fuckery up to lit status. It's CannaNurseheal live on Sayith Loud Radio. On your favorite internet platform, streaming live.
Another episode of Sayith Loud, and I have today Erica B. Is it CannaNurseheal? Am I saying it right?
CannaNurseheal, yes.
CannaNurseheal. I have been following you on Instagram and watching the work that you do, and I was like, I gotta get her on the show because I need to know more. So can you introduce yourself to our listeners and then tell us a little bit about this name? Because I was like, what? Wait,
So,
what?
yes. So hello everyone, I am Nurse Bradford. I am the CEO and creator of CannaNurseheal. And with the name, I literally one day just came up with it. I was thinking, what can I say as a nurse? I want to promote wellness with cannabis. And it just like came out of nowhere, like CannaNurseheal. And it's kind of like a question, but like a statement also.
I love it.
I wrote with it, but my big thing and my mission is to create comfortable cannabis conversations. Like wherever I go, ever since I started learning more about it and became a consultant myself, I'm like, people who look like me don't really understand the wellness of it.
Mm-hmm.
All they know is the high and the war on drugs and all the negative that's associated with it. And I really want to help kind of change that whole mindset and help, especially because we really need to start taking better care of ourselves anyway.
Right.
So if we can understand how cannabis really works, help to improve our health. And hey, the way it's going right now, also you may be able to get in and help improve your wealth because it's a whole lot of money in cannabis right now.
Right. So how did you get into cannabis healing to start? Because you don't really meet, I think maybe now there's more cannabis healing nurses, but they weren't 5 or 10 years ago. So how did you get into that specific, niche of nursing?
Yeah. So it's so crazy because I never thought that this would ever even be something that I would be saying, and let alone be out here like, hey, cannabis nurse, let me tell you about cannabis. Never, ever thought that I would be here. But I do case management, and I noticed a lot of clients were telling me that they use cannabis, like so many. And they're like, I use medical cannabis and I use CBD, and I had no idea what to say to them at all. Like, when as a nurse, and that fear of, okay, I'm kind of not sure what I'm supposed to say, because you talk to me in my mind, I'm like, you're talking about weed, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say, and I ain't playing a game. I ain't playing around with this. But something in me kept saying like, well, shouldn't you be educated on this? I mean, it's legal. I'm in Michigan and it's legal here for medical and recreational. So I kind of felt like, let me just start my research. Yeah. And doing my own little research, Google, Dr. Google is everywhere and has all the info. Right. And came across a book that a nurse had wrote about medical cannabis consultant. And I'm like, what is that? And it really opened my eyes to actually, as a nurse, being able to incorporate knowledge of cannabis and even as a business. And then for me, even understanding how our board of nursing also wants us to be educated on it. So it made me more comfortable. Like, okay, I'm supposed to talk about this shit. I don't have to feel like, I can't do that. So that had me extra empowered. And from there, it just kind of took off. Like I took a course and I have been like, the cannabis advocate. My family is like, oh, that's the cannabis nurse. That's the weed nurse. I'm like, yep, that is me.
So you would say that book kind of like just inspired you to kind of like continue this?
It did. And it's really crazy because it was a book on Amazon. So I get the book and read it really quick. So I'm like, well, who's this lady? Like I started researching her. Her name was Lolita Cornegay. And when I found her, I was like, oh my gosh, she looks like me. So that's what really got it, because a lot of the nurses that I was seeing didn't look like me. And I didn't feel like, to me, and being real, just because other nurses who may not look like me do it, wasn't for me like, oh, okay, I can do this too. because
Right.
there's still that stigma, with us. Unluckily, there is just a different kind of view and standard. So
Right.
seeing a nurse that looked like me, I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, okay, this is getting interesting. And then I saw she had courses for medical professionals, and that was one of the courses that I actually took, and completely like changed my whole understanding of cannabis to just, I swear, after that course, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so ready to teach everybody. Oh my God.
But I feel like that's dope. I feel like that's what we need to be inspired, right? That's what you need to feel to want to go out and do any kind of work and anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's amazing that someone can inspire you and then teach you, and that you walk away feeling so passionate about it that you want to then go out and teach other people about it.
Yes.
So tell us really quickly, what are some of the things that you have learned?
So when it comes to cannabis, these are the basic things I always say. If you're buying, especially now, because you've got cannabis and you've got CBD, and people are like, "What?"
Well, you're gonna have to go slow because I'm retarded, right? So, what is the difference between? Serious, because what is the difference between cannabis and CBD? You gotta go real slow for Karen.
Okay. Karen. So think of it like this: cannabis is the mama. The mama name is cannabis. Okay. Mama had a set of twins.
Okay.
Named one of her babies marijuana. She named the other baby hemp. Okay. Marijuana's the party girl. She likes to have a good time. You're gonna see her out here. Everybody knows her.
Okay.
Hemp is more stays at home. She wants to read a book. She's more chill in the crib. People don't really know about marijuana sister hemp. She's low key. Okay. They look like their mama. You can tell that they're twins because they look alike, but they still different, right? And so the big difference with them, outside of, the party girl marijuana, hemp, staying at home, low key, hemp has a high amount of CBD. That's where we see in CBD everywhere because it comes from hemp. So hemp is high in CBD. CBD is like just grandma's goodness. Like it's all these healing properties that they're finding that really helps with balancing our bodies out, promoting what they call homeostasis, which is just balance in your body.
Right.
And so that's what hemp mostly is made of CBD. Then when you have marijuana, people, who always think of marijuana, you think of weed, you think of high, because it has a high amount of THC. So that's the big difference between those two plants. So yes, CBD is cannabis, but it's, and yes, weed is cannabis as well. Right. Again, this big difference is the amount of CBD. So CBD is just a lot of healing benefits, and THC as well can heal and has many benefits for our bodies that they're finding through different research. But with CBD, it's legal everywhere. So that's something, it doesn't matter if you're in the state that has legal medical or recreational marijuana, or if you've got a medical marijuana card, you can purchase CBD.
Okay.
Everywhere. But people have to be cautious. So I say it's always good to ask for the 3 things you need: a certificate of analysis.
Okay, write that down, people. Certificate
of analysis. Ask, they ask. I'm gonna tell you, ask, they ask for that. If they looking at you funny, or if they're like giving you something that looking kind of jackleg, and we'll go through the certificate of analysis. But that's going to be a lab report of what is in this product.
Okay.
Since it's not federally regulated, like by the, all these other drugs that are out
by the FDA.
Yeah. So anybody can put a label on anything and say it's CBD and charge you whatever the hell they want. And that doesn't mean that that's what it is. And since it's a plant, it grows in the dirt, you want to make sure there's no bacteria in there. So that lab analysis or certificate of analysis will show you whatever is in there and whatever the heck ain't in there.
Okay. See, that is good to know. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah. So all products should always have that. If you're buying CBD or, and really with CBD, marijuana, they have that as well. But with CBD, it's really big. You can always ask for that. They should be able to provide that. So if you're not getting that, don't be buying no CBD. I'm just going to tell you. I don't know what you're going to get.
Market now, too. I feel like a lot of places now you can just go and it's like buy CBD. And I'm like, whoa, for me, so we can go into my next question with that, because I have bought CBD. So I was in a car accident about a year ago. I have 6 bulging discs in my back, 3 in my neck, 3 in my lower back. So I've been in a lot of pain for the last year. pretty much consistently. It doesn't really go away.
Okay.
And I was like, well, let me try something else. And I bought some CBD, and I was like, I don't feel anything. What is this supposed to do?
Right.
So what are supposed to be the benefits of the THC, the CBD? Like, what are people supposed to feel?
So here's the thing. A lot of time people don't understand how to dose it right. So they may take one dose and they're like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm not feeling anything. And then it also really depends too on what are you taking it for. So sometimes you may do better with a topical, like a rub on or something like that, as opposed to doing the drops, depending on what your needs are. But it can help with reducing anxiety, providing a sense of what they call bliss. Just feeling good. I've had some customers who have reached out and they're like, are you sure I'm not high? I'm like, no, you're not high. But they don't even realize that they haven't felt just blissful in so long that when they feel it, they're like
happy.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell is wrong with me? You sure I'm not high? I'm like, no, you're feeling good. Like, enjoy this shit. You feel good.
To feel good.
Yes. And so also there's different strengths and doses. So that plays a part too in what's going to work good for certain pains. Like for me, I can use maybe my drops just for like cramps. I don't have any chronic pain issues, but I always recommend topicals to use too, which make a huge difference. I know some, like my dad I'm surprised he ain't on this dang on podcast because he wants to do commercials about the relief he is getting with CBD. Okay.
Yeah. No, my sister had a topical and I was like, let me get some of that. Like 2 days later, I was like, can I have some more? She was like, no. I was like, damn.
Yes.
Like, what? This was good. I don't even know what was in it, but I was like, I need some more of that. So where would you suggest people find their CBD and they find does it have to be CBD? Like, what would you recommend if you was recommending for me? Am I doing CBD or am I doing THC? But THC is not good, right? It's not gonna come out like urine.
Well, yeah, and see, that's the thing too. That's the other thing that you always want to know about. Is it a full spectrum? Because with CBD, it's going to be no more than 0.3% THC. So that's why people say, yeah, it may have THC, but it's so small amount. That's why you're not getting high. But it still has its benefits as well, working like you're getting the full plant, the full hemp plant. But some people just are like, I don't want THC at all. I'm not risking a drug test because you can't say for sure that you will pass a drug test every time because it is still 0.3 and everyone's bodies is different. So the way you may metabolize something may be different from me. So I do have some customers who just want, and what you would want to look for is an isolate CBD because that's 0 THC. So it's called an isolate. Now I do also have a website with CBD products that are isolate and full spectrum.
What's that? And you can give it to us again at the end, but so for the people that are listening that might want to check out that website, what's the website?
It is CannaNurseheal.com. And I've got even free consults. So if you're like, hey girl, I don't know what I'm supposed to get. This is what's going on with me. And then I can even help walk you through and for me, it's not even always about, oh, you have to buy your CBD from me. I just really want you to be educated. So whether you're getting it from me or buying it from somebody else, you know what to look for. And now you're like, okay, I'm going to look for an isolate product because I don't want any THC because I got to do this drug test and I ain't taking no damn chance, but I want to have relief. Or you may say, okay, I'm going to use topicals because I'm having a lot of joint pain or aches in my knees. So I can put this little topical on really quick. It's not getting into my bloodstream anyway. Just like if you use alcohol pad, when you rub it on your arm, you're not drunk.
Right. You're not ingesting it. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can have the same relief or you can actually get relief without even having to ingest it at all with doing those. So I do offer that, and that's available on the website as well. If you want to just say, hey girl, what am I supposed to do?
Right. So definitely the people that are listening who might not know what best works for them, I would suggest you go to the website and kind of do your research, check it out, and then ask the questions. Because I feel like the best way to know what you're going to do is ask somebody who's doing it, right?
Exactly.
So my question is, like, how do you, when someone does come to you and says, okay, what do you think the best thing for me is, how do you deal with that situation on your end?
Yeah, well, I want to know more about, are you currently using cannabis at all? Because that kind of makes a difference too. Because one, if you are using cannabis and you're deciding to use CBD, making sure you understand, no, it's not the same feeling you're going to get from if you smoking weed. Right. So that's a big thing too. And also knowing what products may work better for you if you're using cannabis. And also what other medicines that you're using. Because again, anytime you're adding something else into your regimen, if you're already taking medicines, you need to know what may react with certain things. So we're going to go over that. Also, if you're allergic to anything, have you ever tried different products? What have you already used? Yeah. And then again, what is your end result? What's your goal? Because that's the main thing. If you're just like, hey girl, I just want to relax on Saturday night and bust it wide open and not be stressing, be able to relax with my boo. Okay, maybe you just want to have some gummies and add that with y'all drinks or do this massage oil and add that on, do a little booty rub with the CBD massage oil. Yeah. So it kind of just really, the big thing is what's your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? And then we kind of work from there to see what's best for you.
Because I was going to ask, when would you suggest is the best time for someone in their day to take their CBD oil?
So the drops, I think, to look at it more like a regular routine, because some people treat it like it's Tylenol, like, oh, something's bothering me, I'll just take it now. But how it actually really works in your body is that we have a system in our body. It's called the endocannabinoid system.
Well, that's a nurse thing. I never heard of that.
So just know you have a system. Yes, something in your body is like, we need this cannabis. Yes, it does. And it actually helps to regulate the systems in our body. It helps with regulating our sleep cycle, appetite, mood, even with our hormone regulation in our body. So it actually has a benefit. And taking it every day, like usually for me, I do morning and then I do a dose at night. And it's crazy how I can do the exact same dose in the morning and the same dose at night. But in the morning, it's not like I'm sleepy or drowsy.
Right.
When I take it at night, I sleep amazing. So it's like it knows what your body needs when it needs it. It's really kind of crazy how it really does work. So I recommend doing it like that if you're doing the drops. But then if you're using a topical or gummies, even I have like bath bombs. Those are kind of like your little, you may want to do a spa day and just say, all right, I'm about to elevate my little spa self-care day and do a CBD bath bomb. So
that sounds like fun. I'm a bath person, so I'm always like, what else can I put in here? Yeah, I put in here and just kind of make it more of a like a home spa type environment.
Exactly.
I think that's great. So let's get into meditation.
Yes.
Am I doing it wrong? That was.
And it's so funny because that's what really kept me from getting started with meditation, because overthinking, and that's exactly what we do. We overthink. Am I 1 minute? And then next thing we know, am I doing it wrong? Then we start thinking about, wait a minute, what time I got to do that tomorrow? Wait, what's this? And our mind is in so many different places.
Right.
So I always say the first thing to do, and the reason I'm even discussing this also because I became a meditation practitioner. I noticed how it helped me fully chill the fuck out. Like, let me just say, I was falling, like seriously, when I say falling, like my ass was falling. Like always, I had so many falls all the time.
That's dangerous.
Girl, okay. I'm getting older. These knees can no longer do that.
Because when you get to a certain age, like we break a hip, we fucked up.
And I had been thinking that like, yo, I got to get it together. Do I need a walker right now just to prepare me? I have not freaking fallen since last year in August. And the only thing that's been different is meditation constantly.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, that shit has got me balanced. I clearly balanced because I was falling. But I think it's always good to start first with being compassionate with yourself. Don't be so hard as to, am I sitting in the right posture? Okay. Am I doing it long enough? Because a lot of time we want to just go from 0 to 100. And that's just not realistic. Just starting, even if you can do 5 minutes, because I'm like, if you can't give yourself 5 minutes a day, then we got to really evaluate what the hell we're doing in 24 hours.
Right.
Just sitting and just focusing on your breathing. And that's it. And not even having to make it a whole mantra or numb your heart. None of that. Don't even think you got to go extreme, but just I'm just going to take a few minutes, set a timer on your phone, and I'm just going to focus on breathing in, feel the oxygen going in, and breathing out any bullshit, let it go. And just keep doing that. Like that simple thing right there, one would just help to calm you down, relax your mind, give you some focus. And that's really just a big part of it, because everything else, yeah, it's so much else you can add to it. And sitting in the lotus, are you in this position? But at the end of the day, you could be at work and be like, I need 5 minutes, and go in the bathroom and be standing up in the stall, just breathing.
Yeah, I really think so. I started meditating a couple years ago because I worked at a school that actually had meditation practice. And the first time I went in there and I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm gonna be honest. I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? After working there and then like working with the coach, because they had a coach come in and train the teachers to train the kids, and actually getting one-on-one time with the coach, I actually started meditation for myself at home. And then I was just going through normal life. Like I was in grad school, I got kids, I got divorced. I went to the doctor one day and I was like, yo, I can't sleep. I'm stressed out. She's like, well, what's going on? I'm like, well, it ain't me personally. It's just, I'm cleaning up the remnants of divorce. I'm in grad school. I got a kid going to college. And she was like, you're having anxiety. I'm going to write you a prescription. I was like, hold on. I'm not having anxiety. It's the shit around me. I'm good. And she was like, no, this is how you're channeling the things that is going on around you. I'm going to write you a prescription. And I was like, I don't want your prescription. What can I do so that I don't have to take any medication for this? Because I just don't want to have to get up every day and take medication. And so I started doing things in my life that allowed me to just walk a little slower, and then doing the meditation. And then now I have left that school that doesn't do it anymore, because they kind of got rid of the program. But I still like live with that in my life. So I intentionally set my alarm clock earlier in the morning, because I was, what was happening? I was waking up in the morning, jump out of bed, jump in the shower, get dressed, run out the house. And I was like, yo, I can't do this no more.
Right.
And so I intentionally in the morning was like, no, I'm going to wake up a half an hour earlier. I'm going to spend 30 minutes meditating, just being still. And then I'm going to get in the shower and I'm going to take one of those meditation showers where you're like washing off all whatever the anxiety is you're feeling. And then I'm going to take my time and get to work. Not because I don't want to be there on time. I just don't want to feel like I'm rushed. And so I started thinking about meditation, and this was one of my questions I had for you, because I don't think anyone had ever taught me in my life how to do that.
It's not discussed really.
Yeah, we don't. And again, I was in a school where we were doing it, and then we got a new administration, and the administration was like, nah, cut that out. We were actually meditating with the kids 4 times a day. Like when they came in the morning, they would do 2 minutes of meditation, and after gym, because everybody needed to come down, and after lunch, and at the end of the day, and every room had chimes in it. And it was nice. After you learn it, it was like, okay, I've had kids tell me, like, Ms. Murray, they acting crazy. We need, we need 4 minutes. I'm like, okay. Like the kids would tell me it's too wild. We need 4 minutes.
Right.
Because they started at 1 and then they get to 4. 4 minutes. And that was something that they learned. But I know in my life, especially in a community of Black and brown people, we're not taught that. And so how do we teach that to children? And then how do we teach that to other adults without sounding like we're crazy?
And it always starts with just one person. Like, I swear, I think, again, we make it like it has to be something so out of the ordinary. We have to make it more ordinary and more normal. Like when I started meditating, again, it was nobody that I knew that meditated. Like all I knew Black folks did that seemed close to meditating was praying. Like I know Black people pray, but like fully meditating, nah, they ain't. Even though I'm like, isn't that in a Bible? But still, no one really did that. And so
that part.
Yeah, for some reason we're like, oh, that sounds magical. What, you a witch? It's like, or you the medicine lady. You're so natural. But I noticed for me when I started doing it, it would even be times where my son, who's 15, would be like, all right, I'm gonna meditate with you. And not like, oh, you have to meditate. But him just seeing the change in how I was. And it wasn't again like, look at mom, she's changing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in my mind still doing me, but people see the shit that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And then I started having people ask me, people who it's crazy how the universe works, because it's people that I don't even really associate with like that, but who will reach out just because of things I may post, like, hey, so how you meditate? How did you get started with that? Because they see somebody that looks like them. I'm like, hey, I'm a regular girl. I still cuss. I drop a F-bomb probably more than I should. But I also know that, in order for me to balance them F-bombs and not throw one at you, I got to meditate. I got to have that time for me to, and yes. And also, listeners, I'm going to do a free 7-day meditation starting off the new year. It's free.
Oh, nice. So
yes.
what is that going to be like? Give us a little bit about that. What's that going to
be? Yes. I've been wanting to do it, and I've been like BSing for so long, but it's just going to be a full week. Every day we're going to do a chakra balance. And so we're going to start with the first chakra, go all the way up to the 7th, each day a different one, and just a little bit of info about it too. So I do have a download on that I'm going to somehow get that to you if you want to have it, like, for your listeners, but it's a free download a PDF download. So if you're just, like I say, anywhere and you're like, I just need 5 minutes to work on my throat chakra because somebody is trying me today. It's a PDF version of it, but I want to do an actual live one, because sometimes you want to connect with other people. And I'm thinking how dope it would be to have so many Black people on there, all of us together, freaking meditating and working on improving our energy. And that energy starts to grow around you. Like that.
It's true.
So strong. It's so powerful.
It's very true. Once people see it, and I think the PDF is great for you to put in your pocketbook or put up at your desk at work or somewhere on the kitchen where you got to look at it. But I think getting that initial experience of your guide.
Yes.
I think it's really important when you're learning meditation to have a guide. So for those of you that are going to tune into this, and I'll be there, I'll be popping in. It's really important, at least for the very first couple of times you meditate, to have a guide. In my opinion, from my own experience, like I feel like when I have the guide or I do guided meditation, it's so much easier for me versus when I'm trying to do it on my own. I can do it on my own now because I've learned, but it's still, initially better, in my opinion, and so much more productive when you do have a guide there. So I definitely think you should tune into this if it's an opportunity that you're looking to try. Trying with a guide and trying with a group makes it a lot less uncomfortable. The first time I did meditation, I actually did it guided in a group. And it just makes you feel like all those weird feelings you might be feeling, there's other people in the room feeling them too. So it's not even weird anymore. And then being guided, and you're being walked through the process. You don't have to do it on your own.
Right. That's when you overthink.
Do it. Like me. Okay. Like, now you have somebody there kind of like walking you through that process. And so I think there's a value in doing that. So I definitely will be tuning in as much as I can to be in the room, to poke my head in and see how it's going, because I'll be there. And then definitely learning about chakras.
Yes, because it is, even for me, it's so crazy. Once I really started to get into it more and more, I realized the connection with things in my body that were really just the full hell out of whack, like really was out of whack. And I wasn't understanding why it was out of whack, why things were going on. But then the more I started to read up on the chakras that related to that certain area, and I'm like, damn. This makes so much more sense now. I see why my body is over here like, girl, what the hell are you doing? Right. And we really, a lot of times, are just so not in tune with our bodies. It's like we're on one Sirius XM station and it's on a whole other one. And it's like we are not in sync at all. And so just having that time to reconnect with yourself, retune in is, I'm telling you, it really surprised me how things started to even change without, because like you say, you went to your doctor and they're quick to say, hey, take this medicine. And again, there's nothing wrong with medication, but there's so many ways we can really heal ourselves.
Right.
But we don't talk about that. Even the media, it doesn't talk about that. They're quick to say, take this.
Take it and keep going. Yeah, I didn't want to commit to that. I have a problem committing to long-term medication. I'm asthmatic, so give me the medicine for my asthma and I'm going to keep it pushing. But I don't want to be on long-term medication. Like, I don't want to commit to years and years on medication if I don't have to. So I'm always like, well, let me go Google it and I'll get back to you.
And you see all these side effects.
Yeah, and I'll have it if I really need it, but let me see what other options are out there, because I definitely think that there's more out there and there's more education out there. I was actually reading a book recently. Well, I wasn't reading it. I make the thing read it to me on chakras, and it made me start thinking about some of the people in my life, because we tend to carry certain things in our chakra areas. And see, we're about to get deep on this chakra shit, and not a lot of people are gonna be like, you're crazy. But so like a person that has constant headaches, right? You got to think about, well, what are you carrying in your crown chakra? Why is it all? Because you have constant headaches. It's coming from somewhere, right? Or for me, my stomach chakra be fucked up, right? Because I have anxiety. And so I carry all that nervousness in my stomach. And then you're like, damn, well, now you got stomach ulcers, or you always throwing up, or your stomach don't feel good, or you gassy, or you can't eat things, but you're not understanding that your emotional and your mental well-being have a lot to do with your physical well-being. And if you're carrying all this energy of whatever's happening, that is going to affect your system. And I think a lot of people, it took me a while as an adult to tune into that.
Yeah. And as a nurse, it really took me a minute, because I still had that whole medical side of thinking that it's like, no, this sounds too, your mind. Yeah, I get it's important. But once I start applying it, I'm like, oh, this shit is powerful. Like it really, really, like I feel you. Because my issue was my stomach for years. Girl, for years. Not really. Once I really did like a full evaluation of me, I'm like, damn, girl, you've been harboring some bullshit. Like, no wonder you're back
around a lot of that stuff that you're feeling. A lot of people carry it. Like my neck hurts, my back hurts, my shoulders. They're carrying a lot of stress and tension in there. You know what I mean? Or in their throat chakra, they just feeling this weakness here, or their chest hurts in your heart, and you're wondering why. And it's like, yo, you carrying all this energy in that space, and you're not aligned, and you got to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? And you go to the doctor, they're not going to write you a prescription. And I'm not saying it might not help. I'm just saying there's other ways to kind of like look at it. Outside of just like traditional.
Yeah, and adding them together, because I don't know anyone who takes a whole lot of medicine and they're like, I feel amazing every day. I have not met that person yet. They take a lot of pills, but I'm like, you still have all the same damn problems. Like, what the hell?
And now they have more sometimes, because now you got to think about like there's side effects to whatever it is that you're taking. So now what started as a problem in your leg, now you got a problem here, and you got a problem here, blood pressure up, this up, that up, because it just went from one. All right. So now that we talk like nerd stuff, this still is Sayith Loud, and yellow ratchet natural. So I steamed my yoni for the first time probably like a month or two ago, and now I'm in love.
Love it.
Now I'm in love. Now I'm like, damn, why nobody told me about this before?
Yeah.
And then I found you. And you told me you could do a cannabis yoni steam. And I said, what the fuck?
Say the best of both worlds. I was
smiling just thinking about it. What the hell is a cannabis yoni steam, and how do I do that?
Yeah, so it's pretty much the same steam that you would do with your herbs. You're just adding in the dry CBD flower. So they actually, and funny enough, or you'll be able to see it, but they're like CBD flower looks just like, or hemp flower looks like wheat flower. Like, funny, I just happen to have this here. That's so crazy. But it looks like, they look like little flower, but you actually would have it mixed up with the herbs, just like they do with whatever herbs are going to mix up for your yoni steam. But the benefits, because here's the thing, CBD helps with our lady parts. Like, there are so many receptors down there that responds to CBD. And also it helps to improve the blood supply down there. So, when you got the blood flowing, that sensation is flowing, and it's just about to be feeling all sorts of amazing.
On top of the steam? Because the steam already feels amazing.
The steam, I swear, when I first did a steam, I was like, are there little angel hands just massaging on my parts? Like,
what? No, I dead serious was like, why not? Why none of y'all told me?
I didn't want to get up. I'm like, I can just stay here. This is amazing.
I feel like I feel like if you have not steamed your yoni at least once in your life, you're missing out.
You have got to. My yoni thanked me. I felt like she was like, girl, I felt a hug from the inside.
My yoni felt 10 years younger.
Okay. There was a full connection that we had.
She was like, what we doing tonight? I was like, calm down, sis.
Right. Easy girl.
We going to bed. That's all. Relax.
It is amazing. Now add that CBD. Oh, and yes.
Ooh, I'm about to ask them. I'm about to get that. I'm about to go to your website and order that because I was like, what? I didn't know you could do that. Somebody finna be laid out. Like, the idea of adding cannabis on top of a yoni steam.
That is just amazing. Yes. So
like
it's will have the amazing benefits for your body. But again, that's just another route that you can use to take it, as also letting your lady parts get the goodness. And hey, I am all for it. I am all for like, my 3 things. Like I say, I'm all about creating a delicious life. Cannabis, clitoral stimulation, and calming of the mind are the key ingredients. So however you need to get those 3 in, whatever doses work for you, having those though will really help to when you start to just realize I can live good. I don't have to worry about all the bullshit and fit to somebody else's box. No, you create your delicious, but it really is.
I like that. You create your own delicious.
Yes. Oh, that is. Does it have a ring? I like that. Just freestyling. Okay.
You create your own delicious. I love it. I'm like, yes. Creating that. I got that. That's wonderful. All right. So I'm going to let you go, but I have one more question before I go. So let's just say, hypothetically, you are packing your Sayith Loud whole bag as a nurse, as a CBD nurse, cannabis nurse. Yes. What are 3 things you have to pack in your whole bag?
I got to have my CBD massage oil because I'm telling you, the booty rubs off that CBD massage oil is amazing. I gotta have that.
CBD massage oil.
Yes, I got to have that because that's a whole I gotta have that. I gotta have me. I'm gonna already have to have me some nice hemp pre-rolled. I already need to have that because I like to have my full chill vibe. So I need to have some pre-rolls, and I need to have my this bomb ass soap that I get from this from my little spa, my wax spa, because I gotta keep her right in together at all times. So you know what I'm saying, for the before after. So them the 3 I need.
All right. I have a question. What's the difference between? So do we smoke hemp? And marijuana?
You can smoke hemp. You can smoke hemp. Like what I was just showing you, that's hemp, which hemp is high CBD. So whenever you hear in CBD, it's pretty much coming from hemp. That's
okay. So you can smoke your hemp versus smoking marijuana because hemp has more. I learned things today. Hemp has more CBD, marijuana has more THC, but they both have good effects. So I should probably smoke the hemp. Is what
you won't be high because sometimes you just want to relax and feel good. But
I don't like to be high.
Yeah, everybody don't like being high.
Not really for me. I feel like, how you turn this off? I finished.
And like I say, it's not, and that's why I love CBD because, like I say, you can be healed without being high. You can still feel good, and because sometimes you got to still be a mama. Kids at home going to school, and they like mine. You like, oh shit, I'm too high. Wait a minute, get it together. You're trying to wipe the hat off, like.
Turn it down. I can't turn it down.
right. Yeah. So you can smoke the hemp flower. You can use the hemp flower, put it in your yoni steam. Hell, have you a hemp pre-roll and do your yoni steam with the hemp.
I'm saying that's what I was gonna do.
Completely elevated, okay?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was like, because usually I either take a glass of wine with me when I steam or drink a cup of tea. So I usually steam in the evening before I go to bed. So I'm like, all right, so I'm going to drink a cup of tea and kind of everything warm me down. Or I'll drink a glass of wine while I'm sitting there. And I literally be on my iPad while I'm like, or meditating. I did a guided meditation this week. I was like, put the thing on, let it guide me through it. And I kind of sat there. But that's a dope experience. So I'm so excited to try it with the cannabis.
Definitely. It's going to change. I cannot wait to hear. It's going to change your life. It's going to be like, oh, this is the only way I do it now.
Right now, I'm going to do a whole YouTube review of it when I'm done, because I'm excited just thinking about it.
Yes. And for the viewers that are in LA, they have a hempology spa that does CBD yoni steams there. And
really?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to look that up next time I go to LA, because last time I was there, we did actually go to the hemp store and buy some things, oils and some drops and all that kind of stuff. But in Malibu, but it would be nice to go to LA and get a yoni steam. So I'm gonna put that on my list next time I get out there.
Hempology, yes, I'll be doing something with them soon too. But they do have the yoni steams there. So LA, if you're there or if you're visiting, pamper your yoni too.
So before I let you go, where can everybody find you? Tell us a little bit more where we can find you, your website, spell it out, social media, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so it's CannaNurseheal. That's on Instagram. My website is CannaNurseheal. That's CANNA Nurse NURSE Heal HEAL. CannaNurseheal.com. You can do a free consult. I also have courses on there for medical professionals. So if you want to become a medical cannabis consultant, that course is available.
Do it.
Reach out. Yeah, if you've got questions, I'm such a real regular person. So inbox me, reach out like, hey girl, help me. What do I do with this? Help me. Grandma needs some CBD. Can Granny use CBD?
What are some of the things on the website that people can pick up?
Well, right now, I need to put the CBD herbs on there, but I do have, if you're local, I'm in Michigan, I'm in the Detroit area. So you can schedule your yoni steams on there now. So that is available right now on there for you to set up your yoni steams. But that's just if you're in my area.
Okay.
So.
But what about like the oils and the rub?
Yeah. So the CBD, the booty rub, but the massage oil, that there's a link for that for the CBD products. It takes you to everything. I've got bath bombs, gummies are there. If you want drops, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's even hair products, skin products. So
really?
Yeah. And so again, it's so much. You can be like, freaking overload. What the hell? Send me a message like, girl, I'm on your website. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be getting. I want it all.
That's going to be me. I'm like, do I need this for my hair? Do I need this? Like, I just want to know the benefits. Like, should I just dip my whole body in it? Like Right,
because it helps so much with inflammation in our bodies. And that's the thing too. Once our bodies are back in balance, it can work better, and that's the thing why we have so much dis-ease is because our bodies are all out of whack. And so it really helps to get things, even with like skin, it helps with inflammation, acne. So people who suffer from that, using skin products with CBD may kind of help with some of the things they're dealing with. Like I say, pain is one of the biggest ones. Even like nerve pain, people have a lot of nerve pain and are having a hard time managing it because the medicines have a whole lot of side effects that a lot of people can't deal with to be able to function. So to be able to find something that can give you that relief, but you're still able to function. That's the big, for me, I know for a lot of people who are trying to find pain relief, we're able to get. And I've even had a friend who, her big thing, she wasn't even taking it for this, but she's like, girl, I realized my sexual anxiety doesn't even exist anymore because she would think too much. And she's like, worried about my body and this and that. She's like,
conscious, you know what I mean? So you get in your head sometimes.
Yes. So like I say, it's all about what your goals are. What do you want? What are you trying to reach? What do you need? And then from there, I got you. Because it's something for everybody.
Yeah. I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Nurse CanNurseheal, for coming in and hanging out with us and giving us some education and light on cannabis and CBD. If you're looking for her, make sure you go check out the website, right? Nurse CanNurseheal.
CannaNurseheal. Yeah, CannaNurseheal.com.
HEAL. Also, she is on Instagram, so you can definitely follow her there and see all the new things that are coming out. I will put up the link so everyone can see on my blog page of the Sayith Loud website when we are doing the week of meditation, because I'll be popping in for that. And I would love your feedback, and I'm sure Erica will love your feedback too on how that process was for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited. I'm about to go shopping right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
From my team. And we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All righty. Y'all take care.
Sweet Vibrations is the official sponsor of the Sayith Loud Ho Bag. Yes, they are. If you didn't know, Sweet Vibrations is an adult boutique that delivers innovative lifestyle products and embraces the taboo of sexual wellness instead of hiding it. Simply put, they inspire each and every one of us to embark on our own sexual wellness journey. Whether it's the girl's best friend, a little pixie, the perfect match, or tulips, there's something for everyone. And you deserve something sweet. So visit their website at www.sweetvibe.toys. Use our Sayith Loud discount code, LOUD, LOUD, for discounts. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Sweet Vibrations. I mean, ladies, we all deserve a good vibe. It is now our Dropping Gems section, brought to you by Manscaped. Make sure you hit up Manscaped for all your manscaping and grooming needs down there. Use our code LOUD, LOUD, for 20% off and free shipping. It doesn't get any better than that. And they have a new cologne coming out for Valentine's Day, so make sure you stay tuned to Manscaped and follow them for that. Also, I want to give a shout out to She Orgasms. They are female enhancement supplements. I've been taking my supplements, guys. So make sure you definitely head over to their website. Both ladies and gentlemen, you can gift them as well. They're pretty cool too. So She Orgasms will be on the show. Sexual Essentials will be on the show. Cocky Wife is coming on the show. February is set to be hot. Oh my gosh, I can't even take it. So definitely stand by for that. So today in our Dropping Gems section, it's just the time of the show that I get to kick it with y'all a little. We have so much guests coming on. I love it. I love it that I don't get to kick it with y'all the way I want to. And tell you all the amazing things that are happening. So shout out to all of our sponsors: She Orgasms, Sexual Essentials, Cocky Wife, Female Rituals, like all of you, Manscapes, all of you guys for supporting. Thank you for all of you guys for shopping. It definitely helps. If you are not a Sayith Louder subscriber, you are missing out. You're missing out. I sent out my first subscription box for our 1-year anniversary. I'm so proud of it. I wish I could have done more but you know, the budget is what it is. But I wrote everybody a handwritten note just thanking them for their love and support. And you got your t-shirts and your magnets and your keychains and a little something from Sweet Vibrations. So yeah, stay tuned for February. We're giving away 2 hoe bags, one for the gentlemen and one for the ladies, that are going to include Manscaped and Sweet Vibrations and She Orgasms. And I'm giving away a yoni steam. Like, there's so many amazing things going on. So definitely stay tuned for that. What else is going on? Our YouTube channels are alive and well. Yes. So I am CannaNurseheal for all me, and my fuckery will be there. My behind the scenes, my photo shoots, which everybody loves for some reason. You know, me with the kids, me with the family, me talking about shit. That's on I Am CannaNurseheal. Sayith Productions is going to be for our written projects, small mini series with a number of women that I'm working with, producers and writers. So that'll be in Sayith Productions. And then we have Sayith Loud Podcast, which is also on YouTube. So definitely go to the website, follow all the YouTube pages. I know it's a lot, but it's a lot of good shit coming from different places depending on where your mood is. Sayith Productions, like, you know, drama, series, you know, writing, a little bit more headstrong, not so much comedy. And then I Am CannaNurseheal is like me and my fuckery and all that kind of shit. So definitely shifts gears depending on how you feel, but it's a lovely space to be in. We are still accepting donations, y'all. We are still saying, I don't want to ask y'all for money. I really don't, but we got to keep a sis afloat, and the house is getting full of boxes, and I need to go into a rental space. I need to have an office and a place to put my studio and all of these wonderful things that I want to share with you, and my Cricut and my boxes and my Manscaped and all of that. So your subscriptions and your donations help to do that. So if you are inclined to give, or let me know. We are also doing a spotlight series where I am spotlighting up and coming artists. I always said when I got a platform that I was going to share my platform with other people so that they then had a platform and a voice. And so CannaNurseheal is now doing a spotlight series where we take in applications, kind of, or a questionnaire, whatever you want to call it, and spotlight different creators, visionaries, talent, businesses that we feel would be a good fit on the show and someone we're going to uplift and share. So you can definitely head to my website to fill out the form, or you can go to the link in my Instagram bio. It is all there for you and find out a little bit more, but it gives you the opportunity to have a visual on YouTube, streaming audio on major platforms, and just kind of support the community and what they're doing and lift each other up, because you know that's what I'm always about. So definitely tune in for that. And my call to action this week basically is to just be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. We are living in some hard times right now. We just had an election. We're getting through that civil war. Scar has left the Pride Lands. Them type of things. Just be kind to yourself. We're all stuck at home. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting fat. Like, this is not working for me. Like, somebody gotta pay for this lipo, because I'm not finna go to the gym and get sick. So just be kind to yourself. Just be present with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Understand what you are feeling and who you are in this. And if you need a break, take a break. If you need to rest. If you need to cry. If you need to sleep. Just be kind to yourself, because nobody teaches you that shit. But right now we in a time, like, I literally had to say, like, I need to get away from the TV 2 weeks ago when all that bullshit was going on. Like, it was just too much for me. I had to walk away from it and not be present. I can't take this all on. So just understanding that and being kind to yourself. And then if you need to, take your THC, put your drops under your tongue, take a bath bomb. Nurse Can Heal, send me some stuff. And I have some CBD gummies, and I have this bath bomb. So I'm dying. I'm a bather. So I'm dying to get a glass of wine and put that in the bathtub and just be kind to myself. So kind, I was actually going to take a day off of work and just be nice to myself. But so do that if you need to. If you need to take a mental health day for your own mental health, then take your mental health day, because taking care of yourself isn't just when you're sick. It's making sure that mentally and physically and emotionally you are motherfucking well. Okay? And tell them if they need a doctor's note, they could call me. I'll be Dr. Karen, whoever you need me to be. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of Sayith Loud. Yeah. You can find me on all social media. I am on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's about it. I'm on Pinterest too and Snapchat, but I don't really be on it like that. I'm also on Clubhouse, but I can't get into it. But so you follow me on all major platforms. Do me a solid, y'all. If you love the show, you enjoy listening, you get down with the brand, then share it. I want to get these numbers up. So definitely share it with your people. Have them follow, have them share, have them subscribe. Put somebody on to some shit. And let's do this damn thing. All right? I'll holla at you.
This is for all the ladies.
Ladies, pack your whole bag.
Who you calling a hoe?
Pour up a drink and start.
That's a little kinky.
Karen is now live on Sayith Loud Radio, streaming 24/7 across all platforms. And live
24/7.
Yes, sir.
live on SayithLoud.com. Lock it in.
Y'all keep it locked right here.
How did I bring my dreams alive? Why, with a Anchor podcast, of course. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor does the hard work and distributes your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can even make money with your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to Anchor FM to get started.